Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is JLeesCorner. This is my review for Put a Ring on It. Okay, season 1, episode 8 and stuff. Y'all already know, so like this video, comment in the comment section, to subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, dun, okay, and all that goodness and stuff, to relax, to relate, to release, okay, to always breathe it on out, to inhale and to exhale, because again, we need that in life and whatnot. Okay, let's move on past that, because this episode, the show is entertaining but boring at the same time. Like, it's like little itty bitty steps going through things and whatnot. So I feel like the show, but I'm like, I feel like it's the same conversation every episode. Shay, wants Michael to be jealous. Michael don't know what he wants between Shay and Whitney. Hollywood don't really want to participate, but he has to, as he likes Kwame. And then Tamika and Vince, toxicness, because again, she don't trust him, and she thinks he's a liar, and he just kind of stands around and takes it. I'm like, okay, but let's move on past that and whatnot. So we see that Shay is bringing up at the whole, group meeting, that she is willing to drop their boundaries for Michael to be able to fully experience whatever he wants to experience with Whitney. I mean, they done been on 4 dates. Okay, what he want to do now? Kiss in the mouth? I don't know. Anyway, so she gonna let it be? They gonna let it be and whatnot. Now they get on to Hollywood or whatever, and Hollywood expresses how he wants to embrace the process, okay? He wants to go on a second date with old girl. I'm like, okay, fine. Ashley wants to go on another date with Kwame. Tamika does want to go on another date with whatever her guy name was. Vince says he does not want to go on a third date with old girl, and so Dr. Cole tells him, we're gonna have you focus on you and Tamika and whatnot and leave that be. Shay does want to go on a third date with her dude, and Michael says he does want to go on a 5th date with Whitney, now that they don't have no boundaries or whatever, because they still have things to discuss. I said, at this point, Whitney is a cast member. Okay, she's been on at least 4 episodes. She's a cast member. What's her pay rate? Okay, we're gonna leave that be. So we then see the dates. Okay, so Shay is out with Rick. Is his name Rick? Is it Rich? Richard? I don't know. It starts with an R or whatever. And I'm like, she brings up how, we canceled our boundaries, you know what I'm saying? So it's things I can hug now, we can kiss on the cheek now, you know what I'm saying? I can hold your hand now. And he like, oh, okay, cool. So I can get my look, I can hold your hand. I can get all kiss on the cheek. And he's excited about, okay, it can go a little itty bitty bit further. But she then say at his excitement of these boundaries going, no, I gotta wait and see what Michael does. And I was like, bitch, what? When she said that, I felt like you being petty. Like, what? You shouldn't be on here again. When he said, oh, you waiting to see what Michael do. And I was like, that's exactly what she doing. And then she said, well, yeah, me and him are very much so, you know what I'm saying, like tit for tat. I'm just scared about how far this could go. He said, oh, so you reacting on how he reacted. You know what I'm saying? But if we don't have no more boundaries and that's how you feel, you vibing with me, like, what is we doing here? Like, why are you worried about what he doing if y'all don't have boundaries? I said, because she's full of shit. Okay, he like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. She not taking no shots. She waiting on Mike to marry her. Again, she wasting our time the whole time here. And it's getting on my nerves and whatnot. Okay, we then see Hollywood on his date with Shantae. Was it Shantae? I don't know. I think it's Shantae. It could be Shantae. I'm not sure. Anyway, they go-kart race. I could not get a good picture of them as a couple, so it's just her. She's really pretty. She doesn't look like this in the scene. I thought she was a different person. I'm like, oh, she's really, really pretty. Anyway, so they went go-kart racing. I'm saying, had a whole bunch of fun. Sitting around talking and chit-chatting and whatnot. And they get on to like, well, what would happen? You know what I'm saying, if he no longer was with Ashley? Because that's the question at hand. And then he told her, this lady right here, Shantae or whatever, oh, well, if I wasn't with her, I would not get into any kind of relationship. If I'm not with her, I would just hang out with females that I would have sex with. Okay, I be doing me. And I'm like, oh, well, that's honesty. Now he said, I just want to be honest. I'm saying, I'm just, if I'm not with Ashley, if I'm not with her, I don't want to be with nobody else right now. I want to chill out or whatever. And Shantae said, okay, I respect his honesty. You know what I'm saying? He's a nice guy. He looks great or whatever. I get it 'cause love hurts and, you may not want to continue on dating somebody new, but I would not be one of the women he just hangs around with and has sex with. And I'm like, good for you. I was scared that she was like, oh, well, okay. I'm so happy that she did not say yes. And there's nothing wrong with having, people you bang or whatnot. And I get him not wanting to just move on from her to, Shantae or anybody in general. I get he may want to wait, but I mean, just say I'm gonna fuck other people. Okay, we'll fuck random people. Let's put a condom on. Anyway, we then see the ladies go out and chit and chat together and whatnot because I guess they friends or whatever. Ashley brings up how she really, really feels like this connection, like this soul connection with Kwame. She brings up how it reminds her of how she felt when she first met Hollywood. Okay, she asked the lady like, do y'all use the connection that y'all feeling these dates, in y'all sex life with y'all men? And Shay said her and Mike do for sure that, now Michael always wants to have sex. He wants to have sex before the dates, after the dates, probably during the dates or whatnot. He just wants them to keep having sex. And I was like, I don't like Shay and Michael. I feel they are fraudulent on this show, and it kind of irks my nerves a little bit. Anyway, Ashley said that her and Hollywood does not do that because most of the time Hollywood is upset at the fact that she's going on dates. So they were not able to use any of that not karma, any of that sexual energy to their I guess their penis and their vagina. Anyway, Tamika brings up like for her and Vince, not really either because like Vince mentions a lot how they used to have sex all the time, but not so much now. And she said, well, I always remind him that, we did, but then you was caught lying. I'm like, Lord Jesus. Now Shay asked like, well, does all of this stem from whatever you say happened when y'all first met? Like, is that why you have all these, questions about what's going on? And she said, well, no, it's been like little things over time for these past 2 years that he's done it. I'm like, then why are you with him? If he's done all these things that makes you not trust him and there's always a fight or an argument, oh my God, like why are you here? She brings up how after the thing initially that she saw a girl coming out of his apartment and how when she got time for work he always say his battery dead or whatever, so she just doesn't trust him and this and that, and so they have these trust issues where she has trust issues with him. I think his issue with her is she don't trust him. I'm looking like I don't know what to do because they both are just getting on my damn nerve. We then see Tamika on a date with Devin. Okay, is it Devin or Divine? I don't know. Is it Divine? Or something with a D. She liked his shirt. I didn't. Too loose. I wanted to be like one size smaller, not tighter, just not so loose. It was a blouse to me, but I'm gonna leave it be. Now they have like a little sit down dinner, a little lunch or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, chitting and chatting, bringing up things or whatever. She brings up how a new man gives me compliments. It gives me goosebumps, okay? Vince does it too, but like hearing it from him, it gives me goosebumps. I'm looking like he's a new penis. New penis, new vagina always feel nice and shiny. Anyway, they have a cool little date. She was smiling a whole lot. And I do feel like she was more open on this date than she had been prior to this date with anybody else or whatnot. She seems more happy in this moment than she seemed with Vince. I'm gonna leave that be, but she brings up how the reason she feels so open and so good about this is because she's like, I have no reason not to trust him, so it's a breath of fresh air. But see, this is the thing. You don't know him enough to not trust him and vice versa. He could be a cheating ass man who you have no idea of that because you don't know anything about him. So again, in the beginning, the person always seems great, okay? Until 4 years later, or to 9 years later, or to 2, or however long the time frame is, 2 years, 9 years, or whatever, you find out they're a little bit themselves an asshole and whatnot. Now we then see Michael and Shay. Not Michael and Shay, Michael and Whitney on their 5th date. And, oh, you look so nice. Whenever I see you, you look so nice. Oh, you look good. You got a haircut. You know I did, or you know I did, or whatever. So, he lets her know that he no longer has these boundaries that Shay put upon him. He is free to like hug and do this and do that or whatever. And Whitney was like, well, is it a trap? Like, I don't believe that she just really gave him, a whole opening like that. Like, I don't know what's going on or whatever, but it's what he said, so it's fine. So he then tells her, like, you know what, I think you're great. And now I have these boundaries that I no longer have to worry about. But I'm not ready to risk my relationship with Shay for the possibility to be with you. Okay, and he didn't say it in a mean way. He said it in a way of, I came to this conclusion, and I guess he wanted this 5th date to tell her that in person, which I can appreciate. But I feel like Michael and Shay been playing this whole time, because my thing is, I don't think her going on dates just to piss him off, and he knows she's not really liking nobody. I don't think that really made him feel like, you know what, she's the one for me, because her going on dates didn't change her. That's what I don't get. He wanted her to kind of grow up or mature in some kind of way, and her bullshitness or whatever. And I'm like, I don't think that happens. So the job, hoodwink and bamboozle us to make us feel like y'all would not be married, but y'all always knew y'all would be together. I just feel like they may have tricked us. They could have been like, oh yeah, we're gonna act like we're not gonna be together, but they really was or whatever. Now we do see Dr. Nicole goes and talk to Shay. Girl, Shay needed it. All of it, but I don't think she really changed or whatever. She asked her, like, do you really think that you could ever love Michael's son? You know what I'm saying? Because, he's been in your life. You've known him for 6 years. Like, how can you not have any, feelings toward the kid or whatnot? Shay said, well, I felt like kids ruin everything. And I felt like, if I accept a kid, the kid would then ruin the life I made with Michael. That kid was around before you. The kid is 12. So when you came around, he was already born. Like, girl, she said it as if he had a baby on her that she don't want to accept. Not like when she met that man, he had a whole 6-year-old. To say I didn't want the kid to ruin the life I made with Michael. Michael already had a life with that kid, but I'm going to leave that be or whatever. But she admits that she has never tried to love the kid. You know what I'm saying? But I hope that one day I could. I'm looking like, if I was Michael's son or Michael's son's mom watching this, I would probably want to punch Shay in the throat. Okay, dead in the throat. I'm looking like, so you've been with my son's father for 2 years. You have been actively trying to not connect to my kid because you want my kid's daddy to yourself. You old selfish bitch. You is what I would have thought. I'm gonna leave that be too. Anyway, Dr. Cole brings up how you want Michael to attach to you and to marry you, but you don't want to attach to his son. You know what I'm saying, I want to make sure that you ain't playing around, around here, whatever, and you know what you want because his son is a whole person. He's a whole human being. Okay, Shay is the kind of woman that mothers dread for their kids' fathers to be with. A woman who don't like their kid. Shay is the worst stepmother you can ever think of because she actively for 2 years disconnected from the kid. And I feel like in one way or the other, help Michael do the same. If you are with a man who has children, you should always know in the back of your head, it is a chance them kids may be here. And I have to be fully okay with that. Girl, the fuck bye. Anyway, Dr. Cole said, well, can you be okay with being a bonus mom? You know what I'm saying? Because I think you could help him grow and he could help you grow. Well, I think so. I am now okay with his son being around and I can start to try to love him. Bitch, not with my kid, not on my watch. Shay would not be allowed to be around my kid by herself. She don't like. How do I know she ain't gonna try to kill my kid if my kid interrupts her date night? Girl, no. And now Michael had to give me all of him. Bitch, please. You haven't even fully accepted his son. Telling someone, okay, now I accept. No, I need to see it. I need to see you interacting with my child for at least a good year before I think about marrying you. Ashley and Kwame going a little date. Boom, pal. Okay. Looking all amazing. Anyway, they go on date number 3. Now they're discussing kids and pet peeves, whatever. And they both kind of get into the fact of they like each other. Okay. He looking at her. She looking at him. You can definitely feel something betwixt the two of them. Okay. How they keep looking at each other. And you can see that Ashley's trying to not fully like this man, but he keep looking at her like she's a snack, okay? And she looking at him like he's a snack. Everybody hungry for a snack right now, okay? And so she admits how, you look at me and it's like you looking at my soul, okay? And that's hard for me because, I'm saying, I got my whole situation with Hollywood or whatever. He said, well, good, I am looking at you like that and whatnot. I'm saying, he like, despite your current situation, I'm saying, I want to continue to date you. I'm saying, I want you, okay? I speak my mind, so I want to be honest and clear. I'm saying, can I please have another date with you? And I was like, ooh, say yes, girl, say yes. And she's like, I don't know, maybe, I'm saying, because I don't want this date to end or whatnot. And I'm like, they're a cute couple. They are two amazingly handsome human beings who seem to like each other, and they probably want to kiss each other's private parts or whatnot. I don't know. Anyway, we then see let's talk to the couple time, whatever. And first up, we have Shay and Michael, okay? And she brings up her third date with Rick. Like, he didn't talk too much. So I lay up most of the conversation. I noticed that a lot or whatever. And I'm saying, it may be that I'm just so beautiful that he don't know how to talk. I say, or you told that man that you do things tit for tat with the man you with. He was probably at that point in time, he didn't care no more. So I don't talk to you for what? You just waiting to see what your dude gonna do. I don't have to talk to you about anything right now and whatnot. Michael brings up he is confused about her connection with old boy. He said, but I also know I'm confused because, again, I feel insecure about their connection. And I was like, don't be, because she's not connecting to anyone. She is doing things to make him feel some kind of way, okay? So I'm going to move on from that. Now, Michael said his fifth date was Whitney. It was cool or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I told her that we don't have any more boundaries and that I did not want to cross that line with Whitney because my feelings for Shay. So, you know what I'm saying, even though I had that opening, you know what I'm saying, that made me feel like I don't want to do that. So, me and her agreed to just be friends going forward and nothing romantic because I want Shay. I'm looking like, I don't care. So Shay brings up, I recognize that, you know what I'm saying, I can be real selfish. And seeing him date somebody else made me realize the selfishness in me. Again, I don't give a fuck. It's something about this whole turn of events that just does not feel genuine to me. Based on both what Shay just wanted him to be jealous or whatever. But again, I don't care. Move on past that. We then had Hollywood and Ashley. Now, Hollywood said his date, he had fun, he said, but the activity was fun. It wasn't as if, he was having such an amazing time, even though old girl was fun or whatever. His thing was like, I was just ready to get back home to Ash. Like, I was just like going through the motions. It's weird because he would say in the beginning, like, I want to fully embrace it. But then here he would say, well, I really didn't care. I'm like, are you embracing it or not? Because you can't do it both ways. I'm like, I just want Hollywood to stop it. Anyway, her her date with Kwame, how did your date go, Ashley? It was amazing. Okay, his presence is amazing. He has a good spirit. It was easy. Okay, he treated me like a queen. And as she's talking, you can see Hollywood's face right here. He ain't like it, not one bit. Okay, you know what I'm saying? He's like, I'm cool, but it hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because all she said that he do, you know what I'm saying? All that she said that he do, I do. I do that time and been doing it for 9 years. You know what I'm saying? And he just started out. You know what I'm saying? He could be a whole killer. She don't know. And I get his points. But I think what he's missing is you may have been doing all these things these past 9 years. At the same time, you put her through some bullshit that also happened in those 9 years. So you can't make it seem as if because it's a new dude she dating doing nice things, it shouldn't matter because you've done nice things in the past too. But you've also done some fucked up shit. But I also get his point. You don't know that man. Of course, he can give you all the butterflies now because again, it's the beginning. You ain't been through nothing with him. So I get both his points. But again, he wasn't happy about it at all. And as he tells us in our confessional that, you know what I'm saying, Hollywood had to see me go on a date in order for him to hear me. You know what I'm saying, it brought out an insecurity in him that I've never seen. But he never gets what I'm saying until he feels it. Meaning, you know what I'm saying, he didn't get what he was doing to me until I did it to him. So again, he didn't get me complaining all those years or for however long about how he was treating me. But now he should get what I was going through. But he still feels, he feel like she cheating. He feel like she wrong. He feel like she should not be out there doing that. I think she should be. Okay, and even if she don't pick Kwame, I still won't ask you to be with somebody besides Hollywood because something about him is real one-track minded. And I feel like they both are like, we put in 9 years. Who wants to walk away? Walk away not 9 and don't walk away at 13. You didn't waste it 9 years. Don't waste no more. Leave it be. And then lastly, okay, we have Tamika and Vince. Okay, now Tamika brings up her day with old boy. It was a comfortable day, you know what I'm saying? Nothing seems forced. It was real nice, you know what I'm saying? I felt real open and real free, you know what I'm saying? I felt like that with him, like I don't feel with Vince, you know what I'm saying? And he even encouraged me to show my artwork because I mentioned how I was, shy about it. And he encouraged me, and as he's talking, you can see Vince is kind of feeling some kind of way. So as they sitting there, Dr. Cole, like, you know what I'm saying, Vince, something about your body language, you know what I'm saying, says something different or whatever, you know what I'm saying, won't you go ahead and speak your mind or whatever. He brings up, like, you know what I'm saying, I feel some kind of way because I encourage her all the time. I say the same things to her that he said. It's not as if I do not encourage her. And so, he then brings up how, like, we've been through so much. What we've been through does not allow us to have these open conversations that she probably can have with him. Like, I can't talk to her about my day in full because if I mention a girl or whatever, it's going to become an issue. She's going to feel some kind of way. She say he assumed like I'll feel some kind of way, but I really won't. You know what I'm saying? That's not how I'll be all the time. He was like, she can say what she wants, but I've lived it. If I mention a girl, she's going to get pissed, and that's what it is, honey. And I feel like at that moment, the energy shifted. Okay, she brings up how she is naturally curious. That's just what I do. You know what I'm saying? I've always asked the most questions, and even in school I was that way. You know what I'm saying? In life I want to know everything. I'm like, but sometimes you can't know everything. Okay, not everything or whatever, but she mentions how, you know what I'm saying, it was not until he was caught lying back to back to back that made her, you know what I'm saying, have these kind of feelings on having to know everything or whatever. And so, we'll elaborate, why don't you? Okay, elaborate. She brings up how last year she found some stuff in his phone about a girl she saw come out of his apartment one day or whatever, and he said the girl was his roommate's friend, but he actually had something going on with her. And I'm looking like, when? What happened or whatever? I found out he lied about it before, so how can I get over something if more stuff keeps coming up I can't get over or whatever? I feel like this. If something happened when y'all first was kicking it, okay, and he said, okay, that's just so-and-so's friend, but you then find out, okay, well, they used to kick it back in the day. I can't keep getting mad at the same lie even if more stuff come out about it. If you laughed at me about being with her, and as long as you was with her before me, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I can't keep getting mad about what you did before me. I don't have time for that. Now, if I think you fucking a bitch, we have issues. But I also am not gonna stay. It's like she is calling out all these issues, but she's still there. That's the part I don't get. And then his point was, every time we argue, it's not even about anything new or like me going out and cheat. It's about some old from the past that she just has a problem with. That's why I feel like in this situation, maybe he messed with the girl before her and then just did not tell her, and that's what she can't get over. So anything that comes up about him and her from the past, she keeps getting more and more mad. But again, why would you stay? He then brings up how he then said, well, first of all, she snuck to my house. I said, oh, not snuck to his house. And I'm like, how you sneak to my house? No, I did not sneak. Okay, I was out of town, and so I came to town because, as usual, you're fun with that. Now, if you came back early because you felt like something was up and popped up to his house, I mean, you just sneaked to his house, but you also popped up unannounced. But I mean, that's your man, so I mean, you can do that. Anyway, she said, I came over his house to his apartment or whatever, and I saw her leaving his apartment, and he was walking behind her to the elevator. And if that's your roommate friend, why was you walking with her to the elevator? And I'm like, at that point, they both yelling and fussing and finger pointing and veins popping. I mean, his vein popping out. At one point, her veins popping out. It's a whole full-on argument. I'm looking like, oh, this is getting juicy. He brings up how he ain't lying or whatever. And no, he says she lying. You're lying. I never left my house. Yes, you did. I swear on my grandmother's grave that I am not lying. I'm like, why are you bringing your dead grandma in it? Anytime someone brings a dead relative up to it, I feel like that's too much. Leave the dead relatives buried down there. But I feel like, again, why are they together? Poor K. For what? Because, again, I'm like, girl, it's just, it do feel like she has reasons to be mad, but I'm like, you can't be mad and stay, because it'll be constant arguments. It's just dumb. That's how I went out with them fussing and whatever, girl, veins popping out and all. I'll talk to y'all next week. Peace.